Is this the best floor plan with Perry Homes? You tell me. It's over 4,800 square feet and it has every room you'd want on a 2-story home. Stick around for the walkthrough of this great model home. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here, realtor in Central Texas, back with another model home walkthrough. Today we're going through the 4891 plan with Perry Homes. The name of the plan is also the approximate square footage of the home. This has 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms. It does have a 3-car garage that would be front facing, but they didn't show it on this home because they have it built out as the builder agent's office currently. This is one of my favorite plans offered by Perry Homes because it opens to the 2nd story when you first walk in, so you get this grand entrance feel. And we will come back to this area. There's a dining room on one side, a very large study on the other side, but I want to go right out to the main living area because this is also one of my favorite parts. Fantastic windows on that back wall, so much natural light coming in. And then you have a wide open kitchen with a breakfast nook area in the back, which we're going to get to in a second. First, I want to show you how well this plan opens up one more time and take a look at the design upgrades they chose. The tile in the fireplace, that fan with all those blades. They did very good upgrades in here, and why I'm excited to show this plan while we focus in on the kitchen is I've seen these upgrades even in some of their inventory homes. Not all of them. It's not going to have every bell and whistle you see in the model home. But what I like about Perry are their model homes, I feel like, are a little bit more realistic of what's possible when you build with them. Oftentimes I see a lot of model homes and they're just well beyond anyone's budget if you did all the upgrades within them. With Perry, I see it a little bit more doable is what I would call it, where I've had a homeowner close with Perry who used those same pendant lights in this model home. Looks absolutely fantastic. I have a couple clients under contract. They did the 2-tone cabinets that you see here. I don't think they did dark gray on the bottom and then white on the top. It was maybe a different blue I think they chose as the island and the bottom cabinets. But either way, there's so many different options that you can choose, and I'm always very pleased when I leave the design studio for Perry, simply because I feel like, generally speaking, our dollar goes further with the amount of options that they choose. Because there are some builders, they offer a ton of options, but then it just comes with this hefty price tag. I really enjoy working with Perry for that reason. Reasonable and lots of options. Focusing in on the plan, this is going to be the pantry for the kitchen, and this actual model home is located in San Antonio, so even though it's a little bit of a drive for me, I really wanted to capture this footage because in Austin, where I live, there are just not many 2-story model homes with Perry. And I have to say, it's a bit frustrating because I look at their 2-story plans and they open up so well. I think a lot of buyers are interested in this type of product, 2-story plans. Maybe they have a growing family, maybe they need a little bit of privacy from one floor to the other, and so that's why I went out to San Antonio to get this type of footage to really showcase what's possible here. That's another look at that fireplace. Like I told you, the tiles going all the way up, I think it really draws your eyes upward, where on the right side of this, or now on the left side of this room, the fireplace really draws your attention, and then on the opposite side, that kitchen with the upper cabinets and all the design work they put in there really captures your attention on that side. And I think both of them complement each other really, really well. Let's take a look at this breakfast nook area, and keep in mind there is a separate dining room. It's towards the front of the home, which we'll get to in a few minutes. So I've had people just take out this breakfast nook table just because if you're not going to utilize it, or you prefer open space here, I think that that's fine, especially when you see the size of the dining room at the front of the home. And by the way, that's another stairwell, which we'll get back to in a second. There's a stairwell on the back of the home as well as the front of the home, which you saw previously. Let's head out to the patio area and show you this backyard. First off, this is a good sized patio. I love that it backs up to this greenery, some old trees that you see back here. I believe we're sitting on a 70-foot wide lot, which is the minimum width you need to build this type of plan. But I've also seen Perry offer these types of homes on 90-foot wide lots where the backyards are enormous, relatively speaking, of course. This specific community is called Balcones Creek. It is in the northwest corridor of San Antonio. I mentioned previously I live in Austin, so when people reach out to me and they're interested in San Antonio or even Dallas or Houston or really anywhere in the Texas region, I do have partner agents that take care of these different areas. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am very deliberate in focusing in on what I do best, and if I believe there's another good realtor for somebody's criteria who reaches out to me, I'm never hesitating on connecting them with that other realtor who could be of better value to them. So reach out to me. My number's in the description of this video. Always happy to help. Getting back to the plan, we saw a bedroom there. That's actually the secondary bedroom downstairs. We're going to get back to that at the end of the video when I walk down that second stairwell in the back. I want to get right to the primary bedroom and bathroom because take a look at this. People ask me what makes a builder feel premium or luxury. In my opinion, it's this. First off, the beams look fantastic. I like that light fixture, but windows and ceiling height. It's something that is costly that can't be shown really in a floor plan. I mean, obviously they can show the ceiling height as a number, but that doesn't explain how you feel when you enter a room like this. And that's why I like premium luxury builders that give you that feeling of, oh, this feels like an amazing home. This is why people are moving to Texas, because relatively speaking, it's much more affordable to buy this here, with cost of living much lower than other areas of the US. And that's why, in my opinion, we're gonna still see that population growth, because people want bedrooms like what we just saw, and people want primary bathrooms like this. Like, take a look at that freestanding tub, which is amazing. I like the tile work that they did here with the frameless glass shower. I like the vanities on either side. They still fit these huge windows in this primary bathroom. Keep in mind, it's a model home, so there's nobody showering in here. Aftermarket, usually they provide something that you can put a film on there to make it frosted, or they just frost the windows before closing. It just depends on what they work out with the buyer of this home. But take a look at what it's like to be in that shower. And again, you know, I believe we're on a 70-foot wide lot. Don't quote me on that. Double check all the information that's said in this video, because these plans do change over time as well. So that's why I don't like to discuss too much in dimensions. But keep in mind, when you're on like a 90-foot wide lot, you have so much more space in between the homes. And so I'll keep saying it. They do have varying lot sizes. I've seen these on 80-foot wide and 90-foot wide lots before, and I think it makes a big difference. Getting back to the plan, we have 2 closets on either side of the shower. So we already saw one, the second one on this side, and I can't remember which one is bigger, just because I've seen this plan flipped before where the garage is actually on the right side, and so everything ends up switching here. But you can always take measurements to prevent any fighting, of course, of who gets which closet, and then commode on that side. And while we're heading out of this primary bathroom, I will say, you know, this square footage is just over 4,800 square feet, but I've also seen plans with lower square footage, but that primary bathroom still feels very similar, where it's the tub and the owner shower in the middle, vanities on either side. And generally speaking, I just think they do a great job with your primary bedroom and bathroom. In fact, they have a 1-story plan under 2,900 square feet, and everything still feels very big in the primary bedroom and bathroom. Okay, let's take care of the rest of the first floor, and then we will head to the second story, which has a game room, media room, so much that I think it's well worth it to see. So on this side of the kitchen, we have the laundry room area, as you can tell. They just have some office furniture here, again, because they use this model home as their office, but eventually will sell, and this looks like it's just going underneath that curved stairwell. And then I like this Butlers Pantry on this side. On the opposite side of this is the builder agent's office, so you would have access to your garage from that area. I can't really show it just because there's office space built out. And then there is a powder bathroom. And then this is going to be your entry from the kitchen to the dining room. So we're back at the front of the home. I like the windows that they chose there. I love when they do the bronze colored window frames. I actually have somebody doing a white brick on the exterior with bronze windows. I think it's going to look fantastic. They're actually about to put that brick on, and I'm excited to see it painted. I think that contrast is fantastic. And again, that's the builder agent's office, but that would be access to a 3-car tandem garage. And then on the opposite side of this dining room area is a study. We have French doors going into the study. We're back at the front door, so we're going to head upstairs next. But take a look at this study. Good size study. You can see that with the 2 chairs and still room for a desk and some cabinetry in the back. I like the beams that they did here. It all depends on the cost. I have some people that must have real wood, and then that's when it gets really costly. I would say most people could care less what it's made of. They just care about the look. And I have to say, there are hollow beams that look fantastic. It will fool everybody walking in, and they're so lightweight because it's not real. It's just hollow wood, and I think that gives you the look, but is not as costly. But of course, to each their own on that. I like the location of this study at the front of the home, somewhat away from that main living area, as well as the bedrooms. You get a little bit more privacy if you value that while working from home. And here's just a look at the windows that they have on the front of the home, that plant shelf that's there. There are no plants up there, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. Just keep in mind, windows especially can change based on the elevation of the home. So the elevation is the exterior aesthetic of the home, so it usually dictates where the stone will go, or brick, or stucco. It can also dictate where the windows would be in some of these areas. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less, so definitely something to focus in on. But either way, on the inside, getting the flow of this plan, take a look at what it looks like when you get to the top of the stairwell. Those transom windows make such a big difference. I've seen this plan built on a 1,000-foot tall cliff where there is a view for 8 to 10 miles off the back, and that view off the transom windows looks absolutely fantastic. Here's another look back at the front door. And by the way, I like some of the light fixtures that they chose here. Out of all the builders, I find my buyers, when they build with Perry, they end up still choosing some of these light fixtures that are there. The pricing at the time we went to design was much more reasonable than what I've seen elsewhere, where people love what they see in a model home, they try to build it, and then the price tag is like 5 times what they thought it would be at design. And I just see that less with Perry. And by the way, take that with a grain of salt. That's when I was at the design studio. Obviously, these things can change over time. So before making a buying decision, try to understand what builders are offering, or work with a realtor who knows what they're doing and has worked with many different builders. Because these things do change, as I said. And then getting back to the plan, we're in the game room as shown there with that pool table. I love the light fixture again that they chose there. And then these openings are great. Still feels very open concept when you can see down into the living room. Actually gives you a great look at that fireplace too, just opposite of this game room side. And then they do have a media room right off of the back of the game room. I think this media room is what a lot of people imagine a media room, kind of like that wraparound couch with a projector screen there, which we'll see the projector in a second. If you are somebody who loves media rooms and you want a massive media room, Perry does have a floor plan that's slightly bigger than this, and it has a massive media room opposite of the game room. So there's no model home for that, but I do have a walkthrough of that plan that was under construction. So reach out to me if interested in that. And I can't give you the dimensions. As I said previously, builders hate it when dimensions are shown on a video, because you never know if that's going to change over time. And of course, we don't want to mislead people when looking at these videos. But either way, with Perry, there are lots of different floor plans. There are some opportunities right now where you can build from scratch, and they'll literally have like 20 to 30 plans, or they're even sometimes open to bringing floor plans from other neighborhoods into the neighborhood that you're interested in building. And so I've had that happen as well. Not always, but sometimes. And then we just saw the second stairwell, which we will go down to in a second. But I love this area with the desks. I think this is an underrated area, because you always need a little bit more room for maybe kids to do some work, or for people who need 2 studies in a home but don't want to make room for 2 studies. It's nice to just have that like game room desk area. And then that's your second floor powder bath. And then we have some much needed storage space in the back here, which again is probably another underrated area, which I like how they have it kind of tucked in the back here. And that's a good size walk-in closet on the second floor. Now, I do want to correct myself. I mentioned 4.5 bathrooms at the beginning of the video. It's actually 4 full bathrooms and then 2 half bathrooms. So that half bathroom, I believe, is currently an option. Just depends on the community that you build this in. And then with the bedrooms, we have 2 bedrooms downstairs and 3 bedrooms upstairs. So we do have a bedroom we're about to see with this full bathroom off of that bedroom, accessible from the hallway. And then we have a couple more bedrooms with a full bath in between them that we will see. So while we go through these bedrooms, I wanted to cover inventory homes versus building from scratch. So if you're watching this at the time that this is posted or close to it, just know that right now there are a lot of inventory homes still under construction that are going to be closing here soon. And we've never had this many inventory homes. And it's because the supply chain issues that we saw in early 2022 forced a lot of builders to start building these homes without buyers on them so that they could lock in their costs, meaning build the home till it's at a certain point of construction where a lot of their costs are locked, and then try to sell the home where they know what their back-end pricing is. So that's why we had so many inventory homes. But I got to tell you, that stopped, right? So, when the market started to pull back and we saw less buyers on the market, interest rates went up, there were tech layoffs, there's just a lot that was happening that was negative. They stopped building inventory homes. And so what I would tell people, a lot of people say, should I buy an inventory home or should I just build from scratch? And obviously it really depends on the person. Oftentimes when I walk homes with buyers and immediately the buyers start pointing out different design options that they like, that tells me that they're a little bit more particular with design. They appreciate it. They have a certain taste that they want to accomplish. And that's when immediately I start leaning towards building from scratch, explaining to them that they keep pointing out different design upgrades, and if they want that, they're going to have to build from scratch unless they're okay with compromising in different areas on an inventory home. For others, where they just want a great design home, I often find it's people that currently live in older homes. They just want a new home. They love any design that's new. It just is significantly better than what they currently have, meaning they could care less about this floor. It doesn't make a difference if it looks like that, like this amazing tile work, or if it's just a square tile. Well, those are the types of people where if they want a better price on a home, sometimes that inventory home can get you that better price depending on the stage of construction. Obviously, when these homes get closer to completion, that builder has more of an incentive to discount that home, and that could be an opportunity if that's somebody like you, where you don't have too much in detail on what you want the design to look like, you're not very particular with it, and you just want a new home, then this could be your opportunity, because I don't think you'll have this many inventory homes a year from now. I think most people are predicting that. Most builders that are publicly traded, if you go on their quarterly calls, you'll find that they've even talked about pulling back from building all these inventory homes significantly. So either way, I guess my point is you have to figure out what you prefer, and I think walking these types of homes with a realtor that's done a lot of new construction is very helpful, because I find in the first day of going out with somebody, I can quickly figure out what their needs are, what their preferences are, and I don't make those decisions for people. I just tell them, this is what I'm hearing from you, and oftentimes when I hear that, this is the direction people go, but obviously at the end of the day, it's your call when you're buying a home. Now we're going down that secondary stairwell, which I love. It kind of comes down into this kitchen area, that breakfast nook area, so everything opens up really well. And then we still have that second bedroom downstairs. So I know it looks like we've seen a lot of rooms because we have, but everything still feels very open concept. But everything is still very private from each other. For example, in this specific home, the primary bedroom is in the back right. This secondary bedroom is in the back left. Then you have the study in the front right. You have the dining room in the front left. I mean, everything is still open, but private. And I love when plans do that, because oftentimes I think that's what people want. They want an open concept, but they don't want to feel like they're on top of everyone else living in the home. And you probably know what I mean if you spent the last couple years quarantined feeling like you're on top of each other. And I think that's probably why people felt like they need to move or they're going to go crazy. And I totally get that. that's why so many people are attracted to these types of homes and homes in Texas in general, where they're just seeking more space. With more space, it can solve a lot of your problems. Not every problem, but a lot of your problems. So with that being said, if you are interested in real estate, reach out to me. In 1 year, I helped 27 buyers build new homes with 17 different builders. So I know the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to new construction. And if you want more info on how I help buyers, click on the link below or just call or text me. My number and that link is below in the description of this video. If you want to see another model home with Perry, click on the thumbnail that's appeared on your screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.